Prosecutors say this scheme went on for a decade.
And joining us now to talk a little bit more about the scandal, the political fallout as well, WGN political reporter Tahman Bradley. One of the biggest political stories of the year, so you got to think there's a lot of buzz out there. What are you hearing?
Well, Lourdes, it's the worst headline yet for House Speaker Madigan. Think about the implications of this, that associates of his were paying to influence legislation. And keep in mind that if you're Governor J.B. Pritzker, who has gotten off to a good start, he could say, he has a good story to tell in terms of passing cannabis legislation with an emphasis on helping minorities. He had passed infrastructure spending, a Chicago casino. He's also gotten glowing remarks nationally for his response to COVID-19. But often he has to come out and explain corruption allegations against members of his own party. Not to mention his being tied up in Joe Barrios and the request of records and property tax breaks that were going on there. So at some point, and I've said this before, that J.B. Pritzker can end Speaker Madigan because he's got so much money. At some point, he's going to run out of frustration and just coming and saying, hey, I need some answers. That's going to not be good enough at some point, and you wonder if this is the tipping point.
And the governor said today he should resign ... if the allegations are true. So he's still adding that caveat, which gives Madigan some cover. For years, Tahman, down in Springfield and elsewhere, this revolving door of Madigan staffers to ComEd and other lobbying positions has been an open secret. Everybody talks about it. Everybody knows the powerful pack of Madigan allies who are not on the state payroll but still control the levers of government. But it's a lot different when it's laid out in a statement of fact from federal prosecutors.
Which is exactly right, which is why I actually think that this may not have been a horrible day for Democrats going forward, only because you have this the deferred prosecution, which means that we're not going to hear in court the details of how things really work. And keep in mind that the Speaker's associates were caught up in Me Too, and that wasn't even enough to get rid of the Speaker. His chief of staff touched by harassment allegations. That still wasn't enough. And so he has not been charged with anything. So far, he's still clear. And I think you make a good point about the governor's language. We're hearing from Tony Preckwinkle now, who says, if true, then he's got to go. Even Jim Durkin of the Republicans, if true, he's got to go. Bill Brady, if true, he's got to go.
All righty. Our political reporter, Tahman Bradley, thank you.